Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be creating a Christmas card using the November stamp of the month, You Warm My Heart from Close to My Heart. So here is that stamp set, and my last card, I used a few of the elements to actually create a Thanksgiving Day card, and today we're going to be using a few more elements to create a Christmas card. And this is why I really like this stamp set. It's very versatile. You can take it from Thanksgiving right up into Christmas season. So I went ahead and used this sentiment, wishing you a cozy Christmas. And if I kind of turn it a little bit, you should be able to see that I did use some glitter embossing. But today I'm going to actually use just regular gold embossing. I did like the glitter, but then I thought maybe that's too much bling, which is there really any such thing as too much bling? But I'm going to kind of create it so this one's more of the jazz up version, and then the one we're creating today will, I guess, be more of the subtle version. And I used the paper pack Comfort and Joy from Close to My Heart. So this was actually in last month's catalog, but it just is a really good Christmas theme. And it's definitely more of the traditional Christmas colors. So I thought it went really well with the images on that stamp set. So this is just a regular card base. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This piece right here is 1/2 inch by 5 1/2. Right here is 2 1/2 by 4 1/2. This really cute stitched bracket actually comes from this set right here. So this is the fancy stitch brackets, the Z3686 one. There are quite a few different stitched brackets this year from Close to My Heart, and those are the ones I decided to use on this Christmas card. I also pulled out some gold and white twine from my stash, so right here you can see that. We're also going to be using some gold shimmer gems right here. I absolutely love these. I think I need to start buying them in bulk. We're going to be using some thin 3D foam tape. So you can see on the side, this is the thinner version. And then these elements right here, I just actually fussy cut from this stamp set. So right here, you can see You Are My Heart or Wishing You a Cozy Holiday. This is the one we'll be using. This could work as well. But I cut out the cup, the candy cane, and then that cute little poinsettia flower right there too. And then just stamped it and kind of fussy cut it out. So the color for ink that I use, I wanted to show you, I did use the Scarlet ink on all the images, and well, for the cup, not the top. The top, I believe I did use Toffee, and then I also used the Scarlet on the candy cane to match as well. For this cute little poinsettia that I kind of just fussy cut out, I colored that in, and I didn't do anything fancy, but I colored it in with the Spectrum Noir markers. So I used the jade green and then the dark red blend. So I just colored them as usual. I didn't add any blending or anything just because this image is so small, but I thought those darker colors kind of matched really well with this. So we're going to go ahead and get this assembled, and I did put everything just on a regular card base. These are the card bases that you can get directly from Close to My Heart. I believe you get 50 of them, and it comes with envelopes as well. So first I'm going to go ahead and get the image stamped. So I, as always, like to use this padding that's on the back of it, even when I'm using Versamark ink. So right here, this is the Versamark ink that we will be using. And the Versamark ink is what is used typically when you are embossing. So you can actually use other inks to emboss, but this is the best ink I find and most crafters find to use when embossing. So my pad is quite well loved, and you can see that I didn't clean off a stamp one time before I actually used it again, but this is not going to affect anything. So you can definitely see the image right there, but it's not going to show up dark on the image. So I'm going to go ahead and just pour on this embossing powder, tap the excess off, kind of hit it a few times, pour a little more, let it sit for a little bit, and then kind of just tap it off again. And there's that image, and then we're going to go ahead and heat set that. But I'm just going to use this little funnel tool right here to get all the excess back into my container. And this little container I just bought right off of Amazon. It has been a lifesaver. I know some people use like coffee filters or just a piece of paper that you fold over, and that works as well. But I do a lot of embossing in the Christmas season. So I figured I should just invest in that thing. I did that last year. I invested in it and it just works really well. And it's super easy to clean out. So right now I'm just going to kind of turn on the heat gun. So warning, you will hear this. And then I'm just going to heat set it. And I do like to use a tweezers. This is a Cricut tweezers to kind of hold it because this heat gun does get warm and I don't want to burn myself. So I like to heat the back of the paper and then also the front. And I know quite a few crafters do this as well. And it's just a really good tip to get a really nice, even melting. And then also it kind of doesn't warp the paper as much. So if you want the paper that you're embossing to stay flat and not kind of warp, because heat will warp paper, that helps a lot as well. So I'm just going to hit that in the back again. Flip it over, get the front one more time. And then there you have a really cute image that is heat set. So you can kind of see that. So this one's just that really nice shimmer of the gold. I didn't use the gold glitter version just because I thought I would make more of, I guess, sort of a muted version of the card and one fully blinged. So we're going to go ahead and get this assembled. So I'm just going to take my tape runner and just add that to the back. And I really don't have measurements for this. I did take inspiration from this card from the Close to My Heart Create with Heart, or Make It From Your Heart. I keep wanting to call it Create from Heart. So Make It With Your Heart, Volume 4. So this is the card version. So this is page 49. And this is essentially where I drew inspiration from it. Kind of more or less this one because they do have an image right here down in the corner. But this is essentially where I drew inspiration from for this card. So again, this piece just right over here, the gold glitter. I'm actually going to use my ATG gun just because the gold glitter is a thicker glitter and this ATG gun is actually a stronger adhesive. And then I actually forgot, I wanted to dovetail the bottom. So even if you already put the tape on, it's super easy just to dovetail. With the glitter paper, I like to flip it over because I can see it better. So I just cut one right up the middle and then I go from corner right to that middle section. And then that kind of creates a perfect little even dovetail. So see, even though I've already put the tape down, I can just go ahead and create that dovetail as well. So right there, just got that dovetailed piece of glitter paper right down. This piece will go roughly right here, but I wanted to raise that. So I'm just using the thin foam dots, and this is directly from Close to My Heart. I like these. They're just the right height for just a little bit of elevation. So I like to use them on sentiments, and then they're circular. So all you have to do is just take off the back. Super easy. You have it slightly elevated. And then these ones I do find they're kind of repositionable. So if you do actually put them down a little too low, this is pretty easy to remove and place right back on. So then the next part, I actually am going to add some string right here over. So here is the twine that I used. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of flip it over and tape it to the back, which I'm going to just tape with some washi tape. You can use any tape that you have. I just happen to have the washi tape right on my desk. So I'm going to make sure that this piece is in the middle where I want it, and then tape it in the back. And then I'm going to get a generous amount and just gently fold it over because I don't want it to be tight and kind of warp the card. Go to the back, cut off the excess, and same thing, just kind of tape that down. This piece will be fully covered because this is going onto the card base, so no one will actually see this or know that there are two little pieces of washi tape on the back. So then that piece kind of stays right there. Then I just cut two pieces of string to just kind of make a little knot that's going to go right over here. And I cut them longer than I needed just because it's a lot easier to tie this into a knot if it's a little longer. So then I go ahead and just kind of stretch that out, cut it where I need it. That way they are even. And then you have this cute little kind of double knot effect. The next part is adding the cup. So I'm going to place the cup roughly right down here. And I am actually going to raise this with some 3D foam tape. So I'm going to go ahead and just add that right to the back, just so this piece is raised. So this is a little thicker, so you can see that it is thicker than those little thin dots. That way we can have, you know, some extra added dimension. Then I cut a strip really thin to fit in the back of the cup. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. So then the cup portion goes right there. And then I'm going to need another really thin piece of foam tape, which I'll kind of just show you right here. So this is about how wide it is. So I'm going to need another one. This is for the candy cane piece. So it's super easy to cut, especially with these scissors. I can honestly not talk about those scissors enough. They really are the best scissors to cut through anything. I mean, it doesn't stick to the tape. It doesn't stick to anything. So I cut through tape. I cut through glitter tape. I cut through everything with it, and I've never had a problem. You can even cut your stamps with this. I'm always weary about cutting stamps, but I know some people will cut their stamps. So I think that's a little too long. So I just kind of cut the portion of the candy cane off. So right here, the bottom of the candy cane, and created a little straw out of it. And again, that candy cane just comes right with that stamp set. So I just think that's really cute use of it. And then I know that it should technically look like it's going into the cup, and right now it looks like it's behind it. But I'm putting this cute little flower right over it, so I am not worried about it looking like it is actually going through the back of that cup. So right here, just going to go ahead and place that really pretty flower right over there, so that kind of covers and gives the illusion that the straw is going through the back. Then for a little extra added bling, but this one's, you know, not as blingy as the other one, I am taking these glitter gems and I'm going to put one right in the middle of that flower. And then using the decoration in threes, or the balance of three when decorating, I'm just kind of putting 3 right here in that sentiment. And then the last step is just going to be simply adding it to the card base. And again, I just use the Close to My Heart card bases just because they're already pre-cut and pre-scored. They are only sold in white, so if you do want to make a different color card base, you would have to cut out and score the paper. But typically I just use these again because they're available, they're in bulk, and they're already perfectly cut and scored with me, plus they come with envelopes. So then that is the card. So I just think, here's kind of a close-up. You can see it's shiny, but it's not as shiny and glittery, because I think this paper, obviously the glitter paper, adds a lot of shine, and then the little gems as well kind of add a good amount of shine. But again, for Christmas, I mean, you can't go wrong with a ton of glitter. So this one's got a little bit of glitter in it, and this one's just got the regular. And I'll see if I can get that closer so you can kind of see it. Yep. So you can see this one's definitely got a little more shine, and then this one just has the regular embossing powder. So thank you as always for joining me, and I will see you guys all next time.